So welcome everybody to this iteration of the Keptn community meeting. Today is January 31st. Please add your names if you haven't already to the attendees list here. Let's kick it off with the community time block. I guess I'll hand over to Stacy for this.
Sure, thanks. So the elections have been complete now since last week. And David and Anna tied again. So David, I believe he conceded, but we haven't heard back from Anna yet to see if she's, good to go to take over everything. So I think we're just waiting to confirm with her before we make that official announcement. But those are the results, and we should be making an announcement as soon as we hear back from her to confirm that she'll accept that last seat. Otherwise, the Keptn online user group meetings have started, thanks to Flo for last week's session. He gave like a brief introduction on Keptn. I have linked the video replay in the notes here. And then our next session is scheduled for February 21st, and that's going to be observability topic by Andre. So looking forward to that. And there's a link in the doc for the community page, so you can go and check that out there. And then otherwise, we have 3 new official community members that we want to give big, huge congratulations to. Sudipto, Sambhav, and Prakrit. So congratulations. Thanks for joining and all your contributions so far. And we look forward to, we look forward to seeing you guys more in the community. Yeah, nice. Oh, Anna did the whole, is that what you do for, mine's not working. Hey, there goes. Nice. That's really fun.
Thank you, guys.
So yeah, congratulations. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And then my last topic in the community time block was just the Google Summer of Code. So I found the link in the CNCF. There's a GitHub issue there. If we want to kind of just discuss what kind of project we want to put together, if we want to participate at all, I figured I'd throw that out and we could just kind of have a conversation about that. Thoughts? Don't everybody speak at once.
Cool. We just need some cool project ideas, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I have one, although I don't know if it's actually big enough. I actually created a ticket for this already. Assignment maybe. Yeah. This one and maybe together with that one. So basically state management of issues using labels, and then kind of a self-service bot where your contributors can, like, basically with chat ops, assign tickets to themselves. So you comment on GitHub with /assign. Then you get a ticket assigned if some requirements that should be able to be defined are fulfilled. That would be something, although I don't know if that's necessarily big enough for a full summer project. Well, maybe the 2 tickets together should be big enough. Although this is definitely still in work in progress state right now. That would be my idea.
Okay.
We also had last year the idea for multiple metric providers, the integration for multiple metric providers.
Yeah.
So maybe we can try to repeat that this time too.
Yeah. Last year I applied for that, but unfortunately I didn't get selected. So this year I was also thinking about that. Like I already have the proposal, so I can make some update and submit it.
That sounds good, yeah. I gotta read up on this one again. Did we implement this already? I thought we implemented it.
I mean, if we participate with CNCF, I guess we get only one
Okay.
G-segment so that's why it's like a little bit difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's the case again, yeah, that we participate with the CNCF again.
But I believe the registration for organizations are already closed.
Yeah.
So there's no other option.
Yeah, no other option.
Yeah, so should we maybe have a separate ticket for this in the community repo for us to kind of
Noodle
get the
on.
proposals?
Yeah,
Or
I
should
think
we
that's.
straight go to the CNCF proposals?
I mean, I think we can define what we want to propose in our own community repo, and then we can
Okay.
submit it once we're done there. I think that's a good idea.
So mentorship, I guess. GSOC. Yeah, so here. So Sudipto, if you want to submit that, would be cool if you could file a PR against this repo.
Yeah, sure.
I'll send the link here. And I'll also add that to the doc here. Proposals. That's not an English sentence, but I think it's fine.
should we go ahead and set up the 2024 folder in there so that it's not tied to any of the specific proposals that might come in?
I mean, I would have expected that Sudipto just adds the project ideas file in the folder anyways, and then the folder exists.
Oh, okay.
Okay, anything else to add here? Cool. Then let's move on to documentation. Mac, do you have anything?
No, because I thought we're concentrating on the one thing right now, right? So next week we can look at what comes next, right? And we wanted to talk about the docs versioning. We did have that issue, right?
Yeah, we can talk about that quickly. Although I don't have the ticket at hand right now. Versioning of new documentation page. We actually discussed this already before and discussed it again now. If you remember, in the Keptn v1 docs, we had separate folders with the whole documentation set copied for each of the versions of Keptn v1 that we released. And we want to change that for the new documentation page. And so that was an option to change it and just have a stable and a latest version. Stable as in the latest released version, and latest being the development branch, so main branch. It's a little bit confusing with the naming. We can't change that, unfortunately, in Read the Docs, which is a hosting provider. And we kind of internally with the maintainers discussed, or with the core maintainers actually discussed this. And the conclusion for now was to go with only a stable and the latest version for the docs. And see how it goes. Right now we only have latest because we haven't had a stable release yet with the new docs tool. Yeah, and depending on user feedback and requests, whatever comes in, if this is confusing for people, we have flexibilities to change that in the future, basically.
Right.
That is the plan.
And the understanding is anything else is going to be more administrative overhead. And that we are going to have to revisit this when we get to LTS, but for now, we're sort of alpha beta, so we've got some latitude. I think that's the case, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, this kind of is a bigger incentive for users to upgrade quickly, which would also be good in a alpha beta state, so to say. For LTS, of course, that's going to be revisited when we all have that. But yeah.
Yeah. Any comments from anybody? Does this sound reasonable?
I like the idea. Mo, we were discussing the versioning, how we can display the version in the website.
What do you mean?
If we want to support two different versions, do you expect the people to go on the right endpoint, or?
I would say we display only the stable every
Yeah,
time.
so as soon as we
Okay.
have a stable version released, if you go to keptn.sh, you will be automatically redirected to keptn.sh/stable.
Okay.
But it's right now the little gear wheel. If you click that, it says we have stable and latest, doesn't it? And there is a difference. I just ran into something that I was looking at and it wasn't there, and then I went and looked.
It's in the bottom right. I
Yes,
see it.
here. You should be
Ah.
able to select it. This is kind of broken right now. We had a nice drop down here at the top in the header bar. I don't know why it doesn't work anymore. I didn't change anything.
But I click the gear wheel. I think that's what I clicked and got it.
No, that's just dark and light mode.
But
Oh,
That's
okay.
actually a sun.
probably it's just that we
There
don't
was
have
a moment where that did it, where that switched it, so it may have been a bug that I caught it.
but we have a
transfer.
single tag now, only latest. We don't
Right
have
now we only have latest, there's no stable. So if you go to stable manually, you'll get a 404.
Okay.
As soon as we release the next version of KLT for Keptn, this is gonna exist and it's gonna be the default. And latest is just if you wanna go to the builds from main branch, you can, but you should always use the stable documentation set, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. If we get feedback that this is not really working for people, then we'll change it. Let's actually link the issue here. Okay. Anything else for documentation?
I don't think
Unblock?
is anybody else working on documentation or wanting to work on documentation right now? Is there? All the community people who are here want to do software, right? You don't know what you're missing, but I'll respect your choices.
I'm mostly reviewing docs PRs right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess staying with the theme, we can then hop to refinement, which is also mostly about documentation. Except for a bug that Flo found today, I think while working on the Keptn demo for KubeCon.
That I discovered when I was working on updating the documentation on day 2 operations, because there we describe, when you have a Keptn workload version where already the pre-deployment checks have passed, for example, and you, for that deployment or workload that is belongs to, you want to just update the image of the deployment, for example, without bumping up the version in order to get it deployed without passing the checks again. In case of a urgent security update, for example, then you can do that according to the documentation. But I noticed that with the scheduling gates, I think this only happens with that, this is not possible because the workload version reconciler will check for the referenced resource, which is the replica set belonging to that deployment, in order to remove the scheduling gate from the related pods. And since the resource reference was not updated properly down to the Keptn workload version, any new pod with a changed image, for example, was forever stuck in pending. But there is already a PR open that fixes that. That should actually be already ready to review. I just made the final changes to that.
Awesome. Okay. So that means let's maybe just examples. Where can I find a deployment here? Example. Where is I have to show this off, but
This is a bit complicated because I think
it's in
the
place.
customized reference is the YAML from the Potato Head repository.
Oh, okay. So that
But
basically
yeah,
means I can't just switch out the image and it should work. It would be stuck then.
right now it would be stuck. With
Yeah,
this
okay.
fix merge, then it will work
Mhm.
again. And
Cool.
yeah, that's actually exactly the scenario we described in the day 2 operations PR documentation.
Cool. Okay. Anything further for this?
Nope.
Okay. Then let's move on. We have some more documentation. This is, I think, all for the context propagation epic. We found some stuff that still needs to be updated. Some of it is actually already in progress, like this one here, where Flo found this issue. So this is about updating the day 2 operation use case that we have, which is this one here, on how to update your workload versions and how to add new stuff to your applications. So that is actually a pretty quick fix, I think, from Flo. That is that. Nothing big to do here. And then next we have similarly for the automatic app discovery and the restartable app guides. There's some information to add about the Keptn context as well. Actually, there's a PR open for this already. So that's basically done already. We don't really need to talk about that. And then 2 more. Okay, this doesn't have a PR yet. So the 2 pages about tasks and the evaluations also need some links to the Keptn app context, which is the new CRD, instead of the Keptn app, to kind of showcase how you would add those if you want to run stuff before and after your deployments. So this will still, this will still talk about the Keptn app mostly, and that needs to be changed here. And also in the evaluations guide, although, yeah, annotate the Keptn app resource. So this stuff also needs to be changed here in accordance with the epic features, basically. So those are kind of chores that need to be done for the
But we
epic
need
to
to
be
get the
fixed.
other PRs merged before we can do these, I think. Because like you can't link to Keptn app context right now.
Yeah, true. So we'll need some of the other PRs first. I'm like reviewing them 2 or 3 times a day right now.
I know. And I'm getting confused about what's where, and it's just there actually another one that I tripped on. There is under components, there is a little article about apps and workloads. And I don't think we have, it's not going to take a lot, but I don't think we have a ticket to update that, do we?
This one here is.
Yeah. Yes. And somehow it seems like the string Keptn app context needs to show up in there someplace. I don't know how much more we probably do need a little bit more to what you can do, but
For sure, we need to
At
get
least this needs to be updated.
yes.
Good catch. I'll add that to the epic at the end as well.
Okay.
Actually, can we? Let's add it to the epic. Application. Actually, this page. I'll create a ticket for this later.
Okay.
Not saved yet. Oh, okay. Okay, and then we have one more ticket in the same theme, the Keptn task CRD reference page, which is CRD reference, Keptn task, this one here. Need some updates again for the Keptn app context.
And notice as we update those, all of the reference pages, I just realized the indentations in the field listings are screwed up. So I've been hitting them as I changed other ones.
Okay.
Let's see, like name
This
is
one,
not under
oh yeah,
metadata.
spec, and then this needs to be inside. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I can add this here just to be sure. Fix it. Just to have it noted out somewhere. Yeah, so those are all kind of short tickets that we need to get through for the epic to be done. And the next step is going to be a release. So yeah, when this epic is fully done. So with that, it wasn't really a refinement per se, more a presentation of tickets because they're mostly chores. Let's hop to the needs discussion label. Oh yeah, I haven't discussed this yet. It's still work in progress, but I want to give a preview and maybe gather some early feedback for this. So right now, we are using GitHub projects here to kind of track the state of tickets. With the status here and then a progress field, which is kind of duplicated, and then a priority and stuff like that. And the size for estimation, start and end date. We kind of want to change that a little bit, or I kind of want to change that a little bit, so that it's easier from the issues page to see immediately what's going on. Because that's the first page users will go to, also contributors will go to, and not to the project's lifecycle toolkit. And then you'll see epics, and then in the back, like you'll actually see tickets. So I kind of want to change that and follow the approach that many other projects use, which is using labels for stuff. I want to introduce some status labels. We actually have some already, but not the full life cycle of issues. So we have like the needs discussion, ready for refinement label already, but we don't have a draft. Actually, I created a draft label today, but it needs triage label, a to-do, and a progress label, stuff like that. I kind of want to have the whole life cycle of issues depicted in GitHub labels instead of using the GitHub projects instead.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that would clear up some things. And then additionally, when we sometime in the future also create this as issue self-assignment bot, it would be much easier to scan for those labels as well, for example.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of my plan. it's still work in progress. I'm presenting this to gather some early feedback, basically. What do you guys think?
Is the order significant? You want comments on the order that these were listed, or shut up?
I need to check if I put them in the right order, but I think
They're
I
close.
did.
Needs discussions at the end, and that seems like that ought to be
Oh yeah,
up
that's
around triage and draft.
I put that in the at the end because that's kind of let's say out of band label that you can put on something all the time if you need to discuss something at any point during the life cycle. So the life cycle
Okay.
actually will start with needs triage and end with done. But at any point, if you have any remarks, anything comes up with the issue, I don't know, the scope changes, the requirements
Okay.
change, whatever, you can put on that label. So this is kind of out
Okay.
of band in my mind.
Oh, okay.
But I can definitely add that.
Do we have a closed for one that we, for some reason, decide not to do? It looks to me the only end game I see here is done.
We
There
already
is a
have a label
possibility.
like that. Won't fix or something like that.
Okay, that would be
We
one.
have a won't fix label, although it's even questionable if we need a done label at all, because you can do that with GitHub directly with close issue as resolved, done, closed, fixed, completed, resolved, or as unplanned, which is won't fix, basically.
Yeah.
So it would kind of be, the information would be in that as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But yes, so either we should have a status done and a status won't fix, or none of the two.
Yeah.
So for now, I think I'll add it just to not forget.
But yeah, that's right. We're gonna forget to set the done label though. Because you're gonna close it.
That would be something that can be handled automatically. Same as the
Okay.
needs triage. Any new issue would get a needs triage label, and
Okay.
any closed issue would either get a done or a won't fix, depending on how it's closed. Automatically.
Okay. And if, say, I set one for needs refinement, do I need to manually move needs triage? Or will that automatically?
Sorry, I'm bad with writing and listening at the same time. Can you please repeat?
Sorry. Were you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, when I set ready for refinement, will that kill the needs triage? Because it seems to me that as soon as it's ready for refinement, it's out of triage state, or does one need to manually change that?
Depends how much automation we add to that, honestly. I would say if you add a label, you can also remove a label at the same time manually. Needs triage would more also be something where one of the maintainers goes in, checks, is it a bug? Is it a chore? Is it like maintenance? Is it a feature? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the triage would be assessing the type of issue that it is. And then as soon as you added the type, you would remove the needs triage.
Yeah, okay.
But yes, of course, that can also be automated.
Yeah. This looks like a really good start, at least. And
Yeah.
maybe more than a start.
Yeah.
Thanks
So
for going on this.
You're very welcome. Any other feedback for this? Community members? Like, dislike, don't care.
Yeah, you guys, what does this look like to you guys? Because we're looking at it from the inside.
Thumbs up from worksheets, that's cool. Okay, I see lots of thumbs ups. Cool. Nice. Okay, then I guess I will continue thinking about that and kind of refining it and seeing if we can put this into GSOC maybe, or we'll leave it open and create an epic out of it or some tickets, or let's see. But I will continue working on this.
Oh.
Nice. Thanks for the feedback. Then I will add the draft label and remove this discussion label. Cool. Thank you, everybody. With that, I think I'm done with the refinement block. Anything else from anybody that you want to talk about?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just want to put it out there. I didn't get accepted for the KubeCon in Paris. I was actually rejected. So sad. So I just tried to put it out there. And also for the doc, Meg, we're picking up some of the docs, just few of the docs to work on the docs issues. But I'm mainly focused on code contribution, but I'm also open to do some of the docs contribution.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay.
Awesome. If you want to have a
But I'm-
ticket and we should select something that would be good to work on, hit us up on Slack.
Yeah, I already requested to be assigned an issue.
Oh,
Sent
okay.
it.
Cool. Nice. I remember that I assigned one to you today, actually. But that's cool.
oh, I missed that. I'll go and look.
Right.
Cool. Okay. Anything else? While Giovanni switched to dark mode.
I'm saving energy for the planet.
All right. You're a good citizen.
Nice. Okay, then I think we can close the meeting here. Thanks everybody for joining.
Thanks.
We'll see us again next week in the other time slot, as always, alternating. Have a nice day, everybody.
Have a
Thanks.
good
Bye.
week, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
folks.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
See ya.
See you.